right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Berletta Kern. I'm the head of the Open Scholarship Commons, and I'm excited to welcome you to this afternoon's workshop. If you haven't been here before, the Open Scholarship Commons is a newer interdisciplinary space designed to help people create and share research with wide audiences and make the impact of research visible to the world. We're really excited today. We're hosting our Open Scholarship Commons Community Fellows Workshop Series. This is the last workshop in our series. We're going to finish strong. This is a series that is designed and delivered by graduate students who are underrepresented in the field of open scholarship. So our fellows were selected for this program through a competitive process. They spent all of winter quarter working really hard on these workshops, getting feedback from mentors and doing a dress rehearsal, getting feedback there. So these are great workshops. And we're really proud of everything that our fellows have been able to accomplish through this program today. I want to take a brief moment to thank our co-sponsors, the eScience Institute and the Diversity Seed Grant, who helped make the workshops possible. And then you'll notice we have snacks here. So throughout the workshop, you can come grab a snack or stay after the workshop, grab a snack and continue in conversation about how to create these amazing websites with WordPress. And so at this point, I'm really delighted to welcome Pratik for our Building Dynamic Websites with WordPress.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So hi everyone. So today's workshop is about building dynamic websites with WordPress. And we'll just get started and let people join if they are still joining. And okay. So yeah, first things first, this is a pre-survey that I would like you all to just fill in. So you can simply type bit.ly/OSC WordPress pre-survey. This is really helpful for me just to gauge the impact of this workshop that we had upon you and how it helped you learn better. Okay, shall we move ahead? Yeah. So I'll just start introducing myself. So my name is Pratik. I'm currently a master's student at UW and I'm studying computer science and software engineering. So this is particularly my first year and third quarter at UW. People also call me Patrick. You can call that and I'm fine with that. I don't mind. Yeah, and previous to this, I've worked as a software engineer at EQ Technologic, and I've also been a beta Microsoft Learn student ambassador. And currently, I'm an Open Scholar Commons fellow, and I've worked on like 20 plus websites, and it involved WordPress. So you can definitely trust that you're learning it from the right person. So yeah. So these are today's learning objectives that we have. So in this workshop, what we'll learn is we'll just learn the WordPress basics. Then we'll learn how to set up your first WordPress website. We'll also learn about what plugins are, what themes are, and definitely that's really interesting and you will get to know it soon. We'll also talk about how to obtain, how do we select particular themes or plugins based on our requirement and what are the best practices to follow. Then we'll also talk about responsive design, what it is. We'll talk about accessibility friendly website, like how we can make our websites accessible to everyone. And then we'll also see some use cases and then we'll conclude with a Q&A. So, and yeah, I really like if you all just interrupt me if you have any query at any point in time. So please feel free. Yeah. So just to begin, what is WordPress? So does anyone of you know or have used WordPress earlier? So for the rest that do not know much about WordPress, so WordPress is a content management system to basically define. So what is content management system? So if you want to create any content on web, let's say you are creating a website for sharing your research, you're creating a website for sharing your pictures that you click, or you're creating a website to just showcase your resume, your portfolio, it can be considered as content. And WordPress helps you create that content on web. So it's basically a tool that you can use to create websites. And again, the best part, it's low code, no code. So you don't have to have the entire knowledge of coding and everything. You can do it very easily. And that we'll learn today. Again, it's suitable for all types of use case. You can write blogs. You can create your e-commerce shops if you want. Then you can set up your business websites. You can set up your portfolio websites and much more. And what makes everything possible is the huge community that WordPress has, the themes and plugins that WordPress has, and much more. So now you might be having a question, is the WordPress only CMS available out there? No, it's not. There are several other options. So there's Joomla, there's Shopify, there's Drupal, there's Wix, there's Squarespace. And all of these options have certain unique superpower, we can say. So like Shopify is suitable for drag and drop e-commerce design. Joomla is suitable for some complex website. Drupal is suitable for scalable websites and so on. But then why we should select WordPress? The reason is WordPress comes with this all superpowers combined together. So you get scalability, you get flexibility, you can make cost-effective websites and e-commerce stores and much more. So that's the reason why we are learning WordPress. So if you have any questions at any point in time, again, I would say, please feel free to ask. Okay. To just show some examples, you all must have heard about Katy Perry, right? Yeah, her website is built on WordPress. Have you heard about Sony Music? Have you listened to their songs? Yeah. So that website again is built on WordPress. Similarly, the website for our university, Washington.edu, is built upon WordPress. Similarly, the Harvard Institute's university's website is built on WordPress. So you can see the kind of use cases, they are immense. Like you can create such huge websites, you can create your personal websites, e-commerce, and much more. So are you excited to log into your first WordPress website? That's great. So let's move on and log into WordPress. So for that, what you need to do is you can simply type in bit.ly and go to OSC web WP. This will guide you to the website that we have created for this workshop. So I'll just open it and show it to you. So let me know once you're able to see this exact website. Okay, are we all on the same page? Are you able to access this? Okay, so to log into this website, what you need to do is in the URL part, just click there and add a slash and add a login. Okay. So then you will be able to see this login page for the website. So let me know if anyone finds any difficulty. Great. So I think everyone has, yeah. I guess let's wait for another minute so that everyone logs in. So this is from where you can manage your entire website. So consider this as the controlling unit for your website, or in like technical terms, this can be your backend for your website. From here, you can install any theme that you want. You can install any plugins that you want. You can add pages, you can remove pages, you can add users to the website and much more. We'll do all these things hands-on, but let's wait for everyone to log in. So has everyone logged in? Were you able to log in as well? Yeah, that's great. Okay. So now to explore this dashboard, I've created a game. So we'll play a bingo game here, and then we'll be able to explore it much better. Okay. So I'll just distribute this among everyone. Great. So what you all have to do is this is a bingo sheet. You all must have played bingo, right? So each box contains an activity that you have to do. Once you do it, just cross it out. If you need a pen, please feel free to ask, and we have it here. Okay. And I think we also have some prizes for them. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, please let us know once you are able to complete any row, any column, and we would be happy to like see the answers. These are some easy and fun tasks. So let's see who does it fast and first. Okay, that's really great. So I think everyone was able to complete the entire sheet, right? So is there anyone who did not find any option, or were you all able to find it everything? Okay. Okay. So yeah, if you see, the first option was find the logout option. So Would anyone volunteer to just tell where that option was? Would you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's correct. So if you want to log out from your website, and why do we do that? So whenever you log into your website and make changes, right? So this is the admin dashboard. So you are the one who are responsible for maintaining your website. And you should always ensure to log out once you're done working on it. Because if you leave it open, there might be chances that someone else log in and make changes that should not happen. So please ensure whenever you are done with changing anything on the website, do log out. The next option was find and add new theme. So were you able to find it? Is there any volunteer who would like to tell that? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh, yeah, this option right here. That's the help.
Oh, help, I'm sorry. I thought you were-
Okay.
Oh, that's like. Also found support.
Yeah, there are multiple options on this dashboard, and I mean the bingo does not have all the options, but yeah, we have covered the important ones that we need for today. Okay. So the other option was find and add theme. So if you go here, so you have appearance and you have themes. Were you able to find this one? We'll talk about this, what it is and everything. So let's do this. So I'll switch back to slides. I'll go over what themes are, how we install them, how we select them, and then we'll jump back to this slide. Okay. Okay. So now comes the point. Like, what are exactly WordPress themes? So you all must have seen several different websites, and each website has some unique characteristics. Like there's a kind of color scheme that is maintained throughout the website. There are some fonts that are like maintained throughout the website. To show an example, we can just go over, let's say, I'll open the website. Okay. So you all are familiar with this website, right? So if you see the colors that are used on this website are, I mean, maintained throughout the website and they're constant. Like we have a theme which is maintained. We have some fonts. If you see this font is same as this font. It's same as this font. So the fonts that are used across the website are similar. Then if you go over, let's say any page, so the look and feel of any page on the website is maintained and it is constant throughout the website. So that is what a theme does in WordPress website. So whenever you use any theme, that theme ensures that all the pages of your website give a similar look and feel. And so are you getting it or do you find any difficulties? That's great. Okay. So let's switch back to the presentation. Okay. So now you all have learned what WordPress themes are. So they are basically similar to the themes that we used to use in our mobile phones earlier. I don't think we use it now, but yeah, those are themes. Then then comes the question, how do we select the right theme? So there are several different factors that you need to consider when considering or installing any theme onto your website. Let's say you're creating a website for educational purposes, for research purpose. You need to select a theme that aligns well with that design. Let's say you're creating a portfolio website. In that case, you cannot use a theme that is suitable for business. You have to use a theme that's suitable for portfolio websites and so on. Then comes another thing that is, let's say, that, I mean, WordPress is open source. Do you all know what open source is? Okay, so I'll explain. So for those of you who do not know, open source is free to use. Have you used Mozilla Firefox? Yeah, that browser is open source. So you don't pay to use that browser. Similarly, WordPress is free to use. You can use it for free. You do not have to pay anything. There's a cost that is involved that is for hosting and all those stuff, but we'll talk about them later in the Q&A section. So that's why whenever there's a open source theme, right, open source thing, so there are several developers involved in working on that particular product or that particular tool. Similarly, as this is an open source, there are several different organizations, developers that design and develop themes. They maintain it regularly. So now there can be some themes that was designed in 2012 and the developer has not made any change since then. So you cannot use that. There may be some themes that are maintained regularly, that is, you get updates very frequently, every week, every month. That's a good theme. But not just that, again, each theme comes with a documentation that you can refer, like how to do certain things in that particular theme. That is important. You have to consider that as well. So if you are downloading any theme, installing any theme, please go through that. We'll go through that in a bit. Then, as it's open source, there are some developers that want to earn money from it and they create certain premium themes. Those premium themes are paid. So you have to purchase them, they are licensed. There are other free options also, and there are numerous free options. So you can first explore free, and if you want, you can get premium ones too. Again, each theme comes with a demo content and some create and import statements or create and import data. So what it is, we'll see in a bit and I'll show. And the last point is about documentation and tutorials. I've talked about it. So do you have any questions right now about themes, or should we go to the demonstration part? Yeah. Yeah. So on the WordPress website, you all can see the add themes option, right? Can you all just go to that page? Yeah. So these are the themes that are currently installed on our website. So there's a theme called as DV that is installed. There's another theme called as Astra that is installed. This theme is a basic default one that comes with WordPress, current WordPress version. Okay. So are you all able to see the add new theme option? You all can click on it. And so if you can see, there are like 6,413 themes that are right now available here. You can search for any theme that you would like. But again, I would just say for this workshop, please don't install, because we all are on the same website and we do not want to change that. Yeah. So let's say if you want something for your portfolio, you can simply type in and you will get certain websites that, certain themes that show you different kind of look and feel. Again, before installing, there are several different factors that we need to consider, as I told. So let's say if you want to see how this website looks like, if you install, how this particular theme would look if you install on your website, you can click on preview and it would show you how that would look. Okay. So if this is something that you like, you can install, but for now, please don't. Let's say, yeah. Again, if you open it, right, you would be able to see details in here. If you see, this particular theme is version 1.0.0, and there are some more details that we can see. Just uh, I think this theme's pretty basic. Let's go to some other theme. Okay, if you see, this particular theme is version 1.0.6. That is, there was some updates, but if you see the date in here, this content is pretty old and it was created pretty early and it's very much old. So let's ignore that. Let's see another thing. Again, this does not match our needs. Okay, yeah. So this theme has a rating. So each theme that's there available. So we are users of those themes, right? So as we rate any app that we use, similarly, there are users that rate these themes that they use. So this particular theme has been given 2 stars by, I think, 2 users. Yeah. And there's a documentation in here, then there's a link which will tell you more about that theme and all those stuff. So before installing any theme, you have to ensure that you just go through it, you read through it, you like the colors that are being used, you like the fonts that are used on the theme, and that's how you come to a conclusion to finalize any theme. Are you guys getting it? Is there any question about it? Which one? Oh, okay. Uh, I mean, yeah, there's a website which tells you all the UW branding content, like you get some background wallpapers, so you get some icons and stuff to use. But exactly for WordPress, I don't remember if we have a section of themes. Yeah, we do not have it. Okay. So this is how you can install themes one way. There's another way. So these themes are hosted on a WordPress environment. So there are several different websites that create and host WordPress themes on their own website. We'll just explore one option. So let's. Yeah, so there's a website called as WP Engine. Okay, so they do just like they just sell WordPress themes. So if you go on that, you'll find several different themes, resources, plugins, and everything. So there are some third-party websites or third-party organizations, creators that do that as well. So let's say if you want to upload a theme from their website that you have purchased, how do we do that? So if you go to the add theme option, which we are into, there's an upload button. What you have to do is click upload, and then you have to just choose the zip file that you purchase on that particular website, and it will upload. So I think this should answer your query that you had. I mean, for the FTP. Does it answer it? Okay. Yeah. So I mean, there are several different things that you can do without using FTP. You can simply use dashboard to upload content, and we'll talk about those too. So are you getting the two options that you have for uploading, installing themes? Okay. So let's go to the themes again. Yeah. So for now, what I have done is I have uploaded and installed the theme DV. Okay. So DV comes with a builder as well. So WordPress is a tool. It has its own web builder, but there are certain themes that comes with their own builder tools. So this particular theme has that. Why is that? I'll just demonstrate and I'll let you know because it's very easy to use. Okay. Uh, Great. So is there any question? Like, are you all understanding? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's great. That's great. Thank you for letting us know. Yeah. Okay. So now let's go back to the presentation. So as I told you, there are several different themes and you need to consider several different factors before installing any theme. After theme comes the plugins. And plugins are actually the real magic that WordPress provides you. Okay. So what exactly are plugins? So consider if you're, let's say, with themes, what you can do is just get a structure, layout, and colors. You don't get functionality. So if you have a portfolio website, would it be better that you just have like some stuff that is on your website and no one can contact you? Or would it be better if people can just come on your website, fill in a form and contact you? Like you get to see who visited your website or how many visitors were there on your website. What's better? The first one or second? Second, right? So that's all we can do with plugins. So there are infinite possibilities, infinite things that you can achieve with plugins. So you can, if you are designing an e-commerce store, you can use different plugins for payment gateways. Like you can use, uh, you can accept payments from Razorpay, you can accept payments from any bank. I mean, there are several different plugins that help you do that and achieve that. Similarly, if you want to create a pop-up, so if you see there are certain websites or e-commerce websites, if you visit that, there's a pop-up that comes and tells you that this is the exciting offer that's being right now and all those stuff. You can do that as well. So plugins help us give all those endless functionalities that we want to our website. And how do we do that? Is installing plugins. Now, there are several different types of plugins that exist. So there are some functionality plugins, there are some maintenance plugins, there are some design plugins, integration plugins, e-commerce, and much more. Each has a unique functionality that which using which you can get that functionality onto your website. So let's say there's a functionality plugin. So if you want to make your website look and feel similar across all devices, be it mobile phone, be it tablet, be it desktop PCs, anything, there are some plugins for that. If you want to, again, WordPress is a tool, right? As I told you, there are several frequent updates to it, and you want to ensure that your website is updated throughout the time it's up. You don't have to do it manually. There are some plugins that help you do that, so you don't have to log in every time and update those. You can simply install a plugin that does all these things for you. Then we have design plugins, which will see in action. Then we have integration. As I told you, there are several different integration plugins which will help you integrate several different payment gateways or social media accounts and so on. So let's see an example for that. Okay. So you all were able to find the option, right, where to install plugins. It's Yeah. So on your dashboard, if you scroll and if you see, there's an option called as plugins. So right now, if you go, there are few plugins that are installed. So there's a plugin called as Elementor, there's a plugin called as DB Builder, there's a plugin called as Anti-Spam, and so on. And if you see, each plugin has an action to do. Like you can activate, you can delete, you can update, you can get a pro version for that plugin, and so on. So as it's with the themes, similar is the case with plugins. So there are several free plugins and paid plugins. So for now, let's say I have installed this plugin Elementor. So what these plugins or developer of these plugins do is that they provide certain free versions. That is, you get to use to that functionality. And if you want some more better advanced functionality, you have to purchase a pro or premium version. Similarly, as I told you, there's an option to update or upgrade your plugins. So if you see this option, if you click that, that will do it manually. For now, don't do it. So there are some plugins that will do these things for you, and you don't have to do all these things manually, okay? So there's a plugin called as Pop-up Builder, there's a plugin called as WP Forms Lite, and many more. And what all these plugins do, that we'll see when we build our own first website. Okay, so I think let's jump into creating our own pages now. So let's say, yeah. Were you able to see this page? If you go to this particular page, this is where I have created my own page. This is just for demo purpose, okay? You can go there and you can see there are several different things that are onto this page. So now I'll just ask you in a bit, what part of page is achieved by what? So can you all tell me, how do I get to, get these colors or fonts across the website? Using what? Yeah, that's correct. And if you go there, if you scroll to the bottom, you'll be able to see a form, right? And this is the kind of contact me form. So how do we do that? Plugins. Yeah. So now let's add your own pages and let's dive into development. If you go here, click on the page. Are you all able to follow? Okay. Now there's an option called as add new page. This particular option lets you add several different pages that you want to your website. So for now, what I would like you all to do is add a new page. Once you add new page, it will take you to this particular page. Okay. Now for the title, click here and just give your names as the title for this page. So for now, I'll just do a demo. Once you give a title, just publish that page. Okay. So there's a double check that if you are if you really want to publish that page or if you just want to draft it. So once you do that, now you'll be able to see this line that your particular page is now live. Click on view page and see how it looks. This should look similar to everyone here, right? Is it the same? Is everyone able to follow? Is everyone on same page? Okay. Which one? I mean, that's what I gave the name. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Great. I can see several different pages that we have all added. And if you can see, this is the menu at the top. So when you visit certain websites, right, there are several different options like contact us, careers, about us, services, and everything. So they are nothing but there are several different pages on that particular website. Now our website has these different pages. So we have a page called as demo, we have page called as building dynamic websites, and so on. And these all appear at the top. You can customize that as well. We'll talk about that. But first, let's create our own page. So now your web page looks like this. Does it look good, or do you want to change it? You want to change it, right? So there's an option called as enable visual builder. Just click on it. So this will open the DV builder. So as I told you, what DV is, it's a theme. It's a theme. So, okay. So now there are several different options that you get. You can build your web page from scratch. You can use a pre-made layout, or you can build it with AI. For now, let's stick to pre-made layout, okay? Click on that. Once you click, you have several different options of layouts that you can use. And there's a search box as well. So let's say you want to create a portfolio page. Search for that and you will get several different options of themes right here. Select whichever you find interesting or whichever you like in terms of colors, fonts. Again, ensure to follow all those things that I mentioned. Once you open any page, you'll get to see the different layouts that are available in that theme. So layouts are nothing but several different pages or templates for pages that are available in that particular theme. Again, there is an option called as replace existing content. Check that. Why is that? So if you are able to see certain page, right? So let's say I want to view the demo for this particular page. I open it and I can see this is the demo for that particular page. Now this is a demo data. If we not check that existing content checkbox, it won't really change that data. For that, please ensure that you check that box and then you can click on use this layout. Okay. So did you all get this import box? Yeah, click on import. It will import all the content that is there on that particular page. Okay. Is everyone on the same page? Like, I mean, yeah, everyone is on different page for sure. Everyone has their own themes, but yeah, this should be similar to what everyone has. I'll just take a walk around and see what is everyone doing. Okay. So now I think you all have selected like different themes and everything. So we'll now just move in the step that where we edit this page. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. So this is a template. So as I told you, this WordPress provides you with low code, no code environment. This is that. You just need to click on anything that you want to change and you can do that. So let's say for now, do you want this title to be about me or whatever you want it? Let's say, let's give it our name. Okay. You can do that as well. Just click on it, change that text. Then you can change the description that you want to do or that you want to add for yourself. And now comes the image. So click on that. Now, if you are you able to see these colored boxes? Click on the row settings. So this is the structure that we have right now. So this particular part is the image and this particular part is the text. Now, if you want to edit that particular image, we selected that, but okay, I'll just go over again. Let me know if you're unable to follow, okay? I'll refresh the page. You don't have to do that. Okay. Okay. Were you able to follow that? Okay. Now, if you see, there are several different options, background. There should be an option called as image. Let's double click that. And yeah, double click on the image, and then this particular pop-up would open. Is it open? Now, once you click on the background, right, there are several different options that you can use for a background. You can use a color, a solid color. You can use a gradient color. You can use an image. So if you see this is something that is being used, click on that, then you get to see this option. You want to change the image, click on that image. Now you have a media library. This is where you can upload all those files, all those pretty pictures that you want on your websites. So there's an upload button, upload files option. Click on that, select the file whichever you want and upload it. Once you upload, you will be able to see that in the media library. So let's say I change it to, I'll change it to some another image that I had. Okay, let's do this. I'll change it to this. Okay. You can use your own image or whatever you want. Okay, we don't mind here. So once you do that, click on, just click on that check button and it would be done. Are you all able to change that? Okay. So this is, let's talk about what a web page has. So there's a certain structure to each web page that you have. So if you see, this is a layout, okay? So how the layout is, there's a there's a small square part that is containing the image, and there's a larger part or a bigger rectangle that contains the text. If you scroll below, can you all tell me like what is the layout of this particular box? It seems to be a complete rectangle, right? There's no other boxes or squares in between. So this is the template layout that is provided. But again, there might be instances where we want to change it, where we want to add our own layout, and VV allows us that. If you click on the add new section button, you'll get three options. So there are three different types of sections. Again, this particular website, the homepage, I have added all the explanations for what layouts are and all those things. Feel free to explore that post event, or you can also reach out to me on my socials that I have provided there, and we can have a chat for that. So let's say I want to add a regular section. So what regular section is, if you see this particular section, okay, I'll just hover over it. So are you able to see there's a white space here and there equally? So that's a regular section. There can be some instances where you want a full width section. So let's say I add a new section here and I select full width. What that does is it will span across the entire width of that page. There won't be any free space on either side. So let's say, and why do we use that? So if you go on the UW website, right, there's a slider at the top that just slides the images. So that's a full width slider. So once you add any section, you have to add a module to it. So what are modules? There are several different modules that exist. If you want to add text, there's a text module for that. If you want to add some images, there's an image module to that. If you want to add a video, there's a video module to that. Again, all these things have been explained in greater depth on the homepage. So you can please feel free to explore that as well if you want. So for now, let's just add slider. And I will add this full width slider. So what it looks like. So this is a full width slider. So this will keep on sliding, Okay, this is usually used on the home pages of different, it can be a website for an organization, it can be educational institute, university, as we have for UW, and so on. So let's say for now, I'm adding a slider. Again, same thing, just click on whatever thing I want to edit and edit it. So we will use this time to do the hands-on practice for everyone, okay? So feel free to change anything. And let's say, would 15 minutes be good enough to spend on this? What do you guys think? Okay, let's spend 15 minutes and then we can have a demo I mean, we can see what each one of you has created. Again, if you want to change the theme, just click on this 3 dots. You have a plus icon here. Choose a pre-made layout, change the layout. Feel free to play with it. In the meantime, I'll just walk around and help you with any queries that you have. Okay. So yeah, there's a one interesting question. Okay. So if you see these themes, right? If you hover over anything, there are several different boxes that you get. So the most outer one is usually the section that you have selected. So as I told you, it can be a regular section, it can be a full width or a specialty section. We'll explore what specialty is as well. So let's say if you hover over this, so if you want to make any changes to the section, like changing the background, changing the image, just hover over the outermost part. And you should ensure that this particular box is highlighted. Okay. If you want to change something that is inside, so the inside thing is usually a module, just hover over that. And if you click on the settings there, then you are changing settings for that particular module. So module can be a text module, image, video slider, post slider, anything. And let's say if you want to change that, so I think this is a slider, okay? Or this is a, yeah. If you see the name at top, that's the name of that particular module. So if you see here, there are several different options. So this expands on when you click on it. So if you want to change those, just hover over this module and you will get to see the settings in here. And you can change whichever item, whichever thing you want to change. Okay, is that clear? Yes. Oh, yeah. So again, if you go to your own page and if you are designing or editing anything, right? So there is a, where is it? Yeah. If you see, there's a button called as save. So whatever changes you do, you need to save or else they won't be saved. So let's say I save my changes, then I'll be able to see. So for an example, as we saw with Emma's website page, it was not earlier visible, but now I think she has saved it. So let's refresh the page. And yeah, great. So again, I will just show you an example for a specialty section. So if you want to add a section which is some like has a special layout, okay. So if you click on the section, there's a specialty layout. So just click on it. You'll get to see these options. Again, there are several different use cases for each of the layout that is there out there. So if you want to use this one, this can be used somewhere where you have an image and there are several different description for that image. Similarly, this can be used again for the same thing. Then if you want to have a gallery or layout where you want to just display some beautiful images that you have clicked or pictures that you have clicked, you can use any of these and different use cases. So let's see one of the use case that is okay. Each page has used the special section somewhere. We can just scroll and see. Okay, can you guys see this? So this is a normal section, but it can be used as a specialty where you have a bigger square box here and two smaller rectangles in this side. You are getting it, right? Okay. I think we'll spend few more minutes on it and then we can just see some of the pretty websites that you have created. Uh, let's see what you all have done until now. So who's ready to be a volunteer for this? Is anyone's page ready? It does not have to be complete. Just a rough page would be good. Okay. Okay. But the theme looks good. The theme is nice. Yeah. Mhm. Oh, if you want to change the entire template, the layout, yeah. Okay. So I'll just edit your page. Okay. Okay. So if you see this particular section, right? If you want to change this particular section, just double click on it. and it would open the column structure. If you want to change the column structure entirely, click on it and then select anyone you want. That way you can do it. Yeah. So yeah, this page looks good and interesting. And yeah, I mean, 15 minutes is too short time to edit an entire page. You can do it on your free time, definitely. If you want to use the page that I have created, what you can do is you can go to the pages. You don't have to create a page entirely new every time. Let's say, yeah, the page in here. If you click on it, right, you can see, okay, I'm using this page. There's an option to create a duplicate of this page. I'll just, okay. So any page that you have created, you have to save it first. Once you save it, right? And once you want to add a new page, so let's say I want to add a new page and it's in here. So again, let's give it a title. Demo 5, I think, publish it. Mhm. Okay, so there is an option to use pre-made layout, and in that you have an option called as your existing pages. So if you have an existing page that is created and you want to reuse that page, just click on that. Then you will be able to see all the pages that exist in your website. Select any which you want, and you'll get a duplicate of that page, and then you can edit it. Is it clear? Okay, was it fun to edit your own pages, or did you find it boring? Okay. Great. So I think we'll now switch back to our slides. And yeah, I would definitely encourage you all to take advantage of uh, these hostings that are provided. So if you all don't know, there is a digital scholarship web page wherein we provide, UW provides WordPress hostings for free. But your domain would look like this. You can change that too when you purchase a new domain. But it's a good way to practice, and you can have your own website live. I will share all those resources after in a post event email. Yeah, so let's go back to the slides, and it should be okay. Yeah, so now let's talk about responsive design. So as we talked about layout, right, so there are several different layouts that we had. Like there's a entire, full width layout. There are some regular layouts that have some paddings to the right and left, and all those things. What exactly is that, and how exactly that works? So have you all used a same website on mobile phone and on your web browser? Was the website's look and feel same across both the devices, or was it hampered, or you didn't find it interesting on your mobile but you find it very interesting on the web? Have you faced such situations? Have you seen some websites like that? Okay, that's exactly what responsive design is. So responsive design, what exactly it is let's say you create a website. Your website is looks very pretty on the desktop or on bigger screens, but when you view it on your smaller screens, mobile phones or tablets, if it does not appear the way it is on the bigger screens, that's not a responsive website. So what do we have to do to make websites responsive? WordPress provides you that superpower again. You just have to use the pre-made layout. You just have to use the layouts that are there. Like you don't have to create your own layout. There are fixed layouts, and if you use those layouts, it would ensure that your website is always responsive. So a good way would be just open the websites that you have created right now onto your mobile phone, and you can watch that. So why not just see? Do you see the home page to be exactly same as it is on the web? Yeah. So that is how responsive design works. And if you scroll below, I've entered all these informations like what are themes, what are plugins, what exactly and how exactly a layout works. If you see regular section, we also have a full width section. These things are on the home page. Okay. If you scroll below, you will be able to see all those things. So that's how responsive design works. And with WordPress, you don't have to worry about that. you also have several different plugins that ensure that your content that you have created is responsive. So there are some examples that I have included. So this is how a responsive website looks like. It looks and feels same throughout several different devices. But if you see an example, which is this, so this is how an unresponsive website would be. So it appears very well on the bigger screens, but when you see on smaller screens, it won't really appear that well. So the logo is, I mean, missing, or the spacing here and there is not accurate. So that's how an unresponsive website is. And the one we have created is responsive, so you don't have to worry about that. Are we clear about responsive design? Do you have any questions? Okay. Yeah, again, there are several different plugins for, yeah, to make your websites responsive. So these are some examples that I've included. So responsive design does not only mean the look and feel, but it also means how responsive and how fast your website is loading. So there are different. So if you upload an HD image, right? So that's a bigger image. That the image of the size of that image is much larger. That should be rendered only on web pages that are being viewed on a larger screen or desktop. But if you are loading your website onto a mobile phone, the image should be, I mean, compressed, optimized. So there are some plugins that do all that work for you. You don't have to upload several different images. So that's how plugins help you again. Okay, so now let's come to a topic where we talk about accessibility. So this is a really important part and much ignored by many developers out there. What accessibility is. So firstly, I would like to have this as a discussion. So what I would like you all to do is open this doc. It's a Google Doc. We have asked you a question. Just write in what you guys feel about what exactly is accessibility when it comes for websites or comes to websites. Okay. Again, it's simple to type. It's bit.ly/OSCWP24. Yeah, that's really a good point. Yes, and yeah, again, all these points don't really have names, but they are again good points that you have written. So yes, again, to the bottom of this page or the document, I have added a link. If you all open this link, there are certain guidelines that have been laid out by the organization, which ensures that the web or the content on the web is accessible to everyone. And there are guidelines for all those things. Like if you have visuals on your website, there are some guidelines for that, like what colors you should use, what size you should use for that particular graph, plot, whatever it is. Similarly, there are guidelines for web content. If you go through it, you can see, I mean, what all guidelines you should follow to ensure your website is accessible. There are again several different websites that give a score to your website, like for accessibility. So you can simply put your link on that website, and that website analyzes your content, your web pages, everything, and gives you a report like how accessible your website is. It also suggests you some tips, I mean, provides you with certain tips and suggestions that change this and that to make it more accessible. So that's how we ensure the websites are accessible. And again, as I told you, WordPress has this amazing superpower of plugins. And again, we also have plugins for making our websites accessible. So these are some. So you don't have to always ensure, or you don't have to manually do things. You have plugins that will do all those things for you. You just have to type in some text. That's it. Okay, so now we come to the Q&A part, where I would like you all to ask me any questions that you have. I mean, I would really appreciate if you have questions. Okay. Thank you for your attention. I really hope you all liked it. Yeah. And yes, feel free to ask me queries if you have on LinkedIn. I would be happy to help.